Well, here's, for example, a station map for the Hawkesbury River on 1988, 17th of September. And you can see little dots. Okay, the little dots. I switch on the laser pointer. Here we go. Little dots. Yeah, like here is B7, B6. And for each of these dots, these stations, you have vertical salinity data. So every meter you have a salinity observation. So now how do you work out normalized distance? Okay, so for normalized distance, you have to define where is your estuary head. And there is some choice that you have to make here, but I would use B7. This is your estuary head, and this is where you select X to be 0. Okay, so then you work out what is the distance in kilometers to the next station, which is B6. What's the distance here? Well, how do you work that out? Well, I just move a little bit and you can see there's a scale here in this graph. And the distance between here, one interval is 2 kilometers. So if you go from B7 to B6, there's something like just less than 2 kilometers. Okay, you can use the curved meter for that if you want to, but you just can estimate the distance. Okay, you can work out the salinity, average salinity at this station, because then you already have more information here. Okay, then you go to the next station, do the same thing. What's the distance between B11 and B6? And you write it down. And you do that as you move on through your estuary. And there are regions where you just have to use a choice. If you have 2 observations, like here B1 or B0 and B21, you only use 1. So what about B21 here and this? You go all along your estuaries, and by doing that, you get the distances between neighboring stations. And if you add up these distances, you get the full length. Okay, the full length along your estuary. So then you can also determine the normalized distance. Okay, it's the distance here, for example, for the station B6, it's just the distance between B6 and B7 divided by the total length of your estuary. Okay, and then you do the next. You can also work out what's the normalized distance between B11 and B7, and so on. So this is how you do it, step by step. And at the end, you have to, for your salinity calculation, use a salinity reflecting the ocean salinity. Okay? And the ocean salinity, you make a choice. Maybe to use a salinity which is a little bit larger than maybe the salinity that you find near the bottom at the mouth. This is the mouth of the estuary. Maybe you can use the bottom salinity here at station B3. Yeah. And that's what you do. This is how you work out the salinity ratio and the normalized distance. Put it in an Excel spreadsheet, and then you do the manipulations. You need to somehow work out how to calculate the natural logarithm, but that's easy stuff. You can easily find that out. All right, so thanks for tuning in. See you next time, all right?